Okay, so here we go. We have another post by the devs discussing the art and visuals of Graveyard Keeper 2. So Graveyard Keeper 2 is getting closer and closer out. So here's the new post, just came out today. So really looking forward to this. Anyway, it says, "Hello again, Keepers. The Dev Diary is dedicated to fans of a particular kind of autopsy. On the operating table today, the visuals of Graveyard Keeper 2. While we tried to preserve the spirit and art style of the original game, we couldn't resist making several major technical changes. Let's take a look at what's inside and, most importantly, what's changed." So this is exciting. Getting to see what's changed about the visuals and stuff. I mean, you can definitely tell that it's updated. And also, look, he's wearing a little vest today. Not sure where he got that. That's exciting. Also, I really like the look of his mortuary here. He's got stacks of bodies over there. He's got the old operating table and a new operating table. Better tools over here. You got your drainage. I wonder if this is the only place you'll be able to put them. And it looks almost like, yeah, I wonder if this is a more fixed sort of location here. Wall's kind of crumbling a little bit. Really like the art design. Always like the art design of number 1. Looks like number 2 is going to take it on as well. So let's see what's going to change. So it says, "Farewell 2D compromises. The original Graveyard Keeper was a stylized pixel art game. Even so, a lot of effort went into adding various technological tricks, and they did a really good job. I'm not going to lie. Such as dynamic shadows and volumetric lighting, which helped create a more pleasant tactile world." So yeah, you can see him going around, but it's definitely a 2D game, right? So, ooh, that's nice. Let's look at this. That said, during the development, our tech tree was constrained by the limitations of 2D graphics. For Graveyard Keeper 2, we decided not to hold ourselves back and build everything in 3D for a world we could fully experiment with. So you can kind of see, obviously it's going to be fixed in the front position, but and the Graveyard Keeper looks very flat when you kind of move him around. But you can see the buildings don't have anything on the back parts, but you can also see there's a lot more going on that you wouldn't see before. Also, it looks like there's the waterway in the back, and there was a serious drought in the town that it was talked about a ton in the first Graveyard Keeper. So the fact that this is empty, it's got to be the river that's empty right there. So that's going to probably be a problem that we have to deal with at some point. Not sure how we're going to do it, but it's going to be interesting. So let's go on. It says, "This honest approach was quite the challenge, but it opened the door to new features despite the fixed camera angle. For instance, the sun now genuinely orbits the Earth, so that's cool. Exactly as the finest minds of the Middle Ages imagined." So that right there is a reference back to the astrologer who often talked about how the world revolved around the sun, not the other way around, how it rotated and everything like that. But everyone just kind of made fun of him, and Graveyard Keeper agreed, and everyone's like, "Oh, you should go meet the astrologer because you guys think so much alike." But anyway, yeah, we can see you can see the little people moving around. So obviously you're gonna have people moving around like you did before, but I really like the way the shadows are moving around. You can really see them just kind of rotating around. So I wonder if the little dial that we had in the first one's going to be gone, because I haven't seen it in any pictures or anything like that. Maybe I just forgot about it. But in the first one, you had a little dial that told you what time of day it was. But I'm wondering if now you're going to have to be able to pay attention and actually know what's going on. Or maybe build your own sort of watch so that you can tell what time it is. I think that'd be kind of cool because before the sun would just kind of get a little bit darker, but now you can actually see the shadow of the trees move, so you kind of know more about what's going on. So I like that. Did you think that night was a quiet time to rest after a long day's work? Now, night means proper dynamic shadows. Grinding at the graveyard after sunset has become at the very least prettier. So there you go. Yeah, you can see the shadows bouncing off this. I don't know if this is the church. Maybe this is the morgue, because the church and the morgue seem to be different. But I mean, the door's locked, so I mean that is very reminiscent of the church. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that all works. I mean, normally a church would have that. I wonder if you get more than one church. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know that. I doubt it. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, so nature and weather. For us, Graveyard Keeper has always felt in part like an escape from boring modern life into a world far away from the hustle and bustle. So we paid a lot of attention to natural locations to make indulging in the sin of escapism, whether picking berries or robbing beehives, even more pleasant. So you can see berry bushes there. He's got a little fire going on here. He's got a body here. And you can see the water going up and down. That's really cool. I really like the shadows in the water. They did a really good job. You can see the fish down there. I wonder if the river does get lower. That'd be interesting, because I remember faith was used for a lot. I wonder if you need to use faith to actually make it rain and stuff like that, so all your water doesn't go out. That would be interesting. Not saying that's going to happen, but it would be an interesting aspect. You have to maintain weather patterns and stuff like that. But anyway, faith is a very unique sort of substance. The ancient god used to use it to give people water and everything, so I wonder if you have to do the same. Anyway, let's continue. It's frightening to think about how much time we spent creating a water shader for deep mountain ponds that we'd actually like ourselves. So I like that idea that the game creators are actually making a game that they'd like to play. That is the aspect of a really good game. Something that they really want to do, because I think some of the worst games I've ever played are games that they obviously made for just money. And I don't want to throw shade on too many things, but I'm definitely going to throw shade on the new Halo remake. It's just not the same. It's not great. They're just can't believe they're charging $50 for it, first of all, and second of all, it's just a coat of paint on a really good game. So that's enough about that. Rant over. So just please don't throw corpses in there. Oh yeah, because you could throw corpses in the river before. I wonder if that's going to come to play in this game. That'd actually be absolutely hilarious if it was able to search through your old data and determine how many bodies you threw in the river in the first game and kind of make them attack accordingly. But anyway, our zombie invasion of the city is already enough for everyone, so don't throw bodies in the water. That makes sense. Why has he got one though? Got some berry bushes. It's interesting that the berry bushes look different. I wonder if there's going to be more than one type of berry bush. Okay, so this is the scene from the what was it, the lumberjack or log place where you make logs. Anyway, this bridge was completed. They had beautiful looking stone, and the bridge panels were in there, so it's going to be interesting. Because this is definitely not finished. But also, let's see what else is going on in this picture. You got your mushrooms. You got to pick those because they're a really good food source in the beginning of the game. And then you can see the wind blowing through. You got leaves falling. So I really like this picture. That looks really cool, like the wind blowing the grass. In reality, a forest doesn't stand motionless, waiting for the player to chop it down. Yeah, the forest definitely did seem kind of static in the first one. But that's very classic in a lot of games. So anyway, our artists added plenty of small, unnoticeable at first glance, but immersion critical animations to it. For example, the entire forest and grass now react to the wind as the weather changes. So that's really cool. Okay. Also, thanks to the genuine 3D volume, we were able to afford beautiful deep fog to thicken, so to speak, the depth of our little fantasy games. This is so I remember in the first one it talked about how the church, the steeple on top of the church, was blown off. This kind of looks like that location. Also, I see some of the ruined church down here, which is why I'm kind of thinking there might be more than one church in this game, because this church doesn't look anything like the church you had. Maybe this is the upgraded version or something like that, but the thing right outside your graveyard looks nothing like this, which kind of makes me almost think, and this definitely looks like a church, just the architecture and everything, the details on it definitely looks church-like. So there's no bell in the tower. Hard to say. I really like the look of it though. I like that you can get to the top of this thing and kind of look around. I don't know what its story is going to be. Also, I noticed that the Graveyard Keeper is wearing the green vest here as well. So I'm known in previous versions that we haven't seen that. So I'm wondering if they're getting closer to finishing, or maybe they already have now finished the Graveyard Keeper's look, and that's how he's going to be. That's actually pretty exciting, like the way that he looks. Looking forward to this. Anyway, the town, another big feature of the sequel, of course, is access to the town. We wanted it to feel large scale and alive, or rather, very dead, since it's populated by zombies. So yeah, I like that. And I wish I could pause this, but it's not going to pause for me. So we see these houses definitely ruined, and you see a grate down at the end. I would imagine that leads you to the sewer. We did see that in the video where that one guy who falls into your house is going with you down to the sewer. So anyway, we imagined the layout as dense and varied, but we didn't want to build just a big village with a bunch of separate houses. We needed a town with a capital T, so we had to put in the work. So I do like that idea. So they didn't just rest on their laurels. Oh, hey, here's just the village, just reskin. But they actually tried to make it as big as they could with a lot of variance. I like that idea because it really makes it feel like people have lived here and makes the zombies understandable. There's a little nest on top of that. I wonder if you can gather your own eggs this time. That would be really nice. Steal them from nests or something like that. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, so it looks like they're putting together a house. I think this is artwork that they probably had in the beginning, and then they're just fitting parts and pieces to it. I do like that idea, because like the original artwork will look really nice, and then bringing it forward into reality, into a functioning game, definitely shows the work that they're putting into it. I really appreciate them actually doing that. Anyway, so long story short, we got a little carried away and ended up building an entire separate construction kit. Yeah, that's great. Where every detail could be swapped and customized. Ooh, I wonder if that'll allow you to make... I really like that thought that just came to my brain, because I was hoping that they made it so you could make some customizations to your town and kind of change things. I wonder if they're going to allow you to do that, because that would be cool. Or if it's going to be static, I get it. There are definite limitations in time and stuff like that, but I think it would be really nice to be able to make your own customizations to anything. Anyway, this gave us the flexibility to assemble locations, skeletons quickly, and focus more on the town's unique elements. So that's really nice. Able to just pop a bunch of things in there, build it up real fast. Should actually make, once you have all these parts and pieces together, should actually make building these things a lot quicker. So pretty cool, sure, but it seems our specialist brain was fully corrupted by the end of the task. I'm sorry, guys. Note of interest, the Middle Ages were inseparably tied to antiquity, really more of a continuation of it. Laws, cities, knowledge, and cultural heritage survived across the centuries. In our fictional world, we decide not to stray from that pattern, even in environmental design. The game's world lived long before the Keeper ever showed up. That's it for today. What would you like to hear about next? Let us know in the comments. We can't wait to share more about what's coming up in Graveyard Keeper. Let's like that. So things I would like to see next. Goodness. I would actually like to know more about the upcoming theology of the game, because I want to know more about like what's going on with the ancient God, what's going on with the modern day God, or the new religion, how the ancient curse is going to be thwarted. I'd love to know if there are going to be ships of the dead that you have to go out and take down. Oh man, I'd love to see us have to go on like quests to actually take out those ships of the dead as they come to port and cause like incursions. Oh, that would be awesome. Like a zombie horde attack because another ship of the dead came in. I don't even know how many they are. I mean, there could be an unlimited amount because this place has been around for a long time. Gosh, how many Graveyard Keepers are there? Let's see, I think we're the 5th Graveyard Keeper. So if we're the 5th Graveyard Keeper, that means they've had 4 Graveyard Keepers before us to be putting bodies on ships. And a lot of people die. And depending on like the size of this town and just the world in general, there could be like thousands upon thousands of them. So I would like to see more about the theological aspect. I'd like to know what faith would be able to affect in this world. Because like, I'm just thinking, like, imagine if you did have to make it rain or do things like that with your faith. And I think an interesting thing, because I don't know if anyone else can actually see the faith except for the graveyard keeper and maybe the ancient god, and maybe that's why the ancient god set it up for the graveyard keeper, is so that he could utilize faith in the game. I don't know if church people could see faith or anything like that. It doesn't really hint to it in the first one, but it does seem like when the bishop is part of the prayer with you and he seems to collect the faith, then he goes back to town, it does rain a little bit. So that's something that I think would be cool, that you can make rain come, you can control weather patterns or things like that. I'd really like that idea. I do want to know more about the church, if this is our church, if there's more than one church, and if the other church is just ruined, so you just have to build a brand new one. I do want to know more about that. Also, I like the columns on this. I really want to see, and there's destroyed parts and pieces. So this is something, it's got to be the church, a church at least. You got your graveyard there. I do like the lighting. It looks really good. But the fact that this water can go down just kind of hints to me that there could be a sort of church sort of or a drought sort of situation, which was talked about all the time in the first one. So I wouldn't imagine that it would just go away. I do want to know where this is. I do want to know if it's like some sort of church building, because that would be cool. Oh man, imagine if you could make like more than one graveyard. Ooh, I do like that idea. And you can make like a graveyard in your graveyard, obviously, and a graveyard in town. Ooh, really looking forward to that. I do want more pictures of the town. I'd love to see a map of the town, kind of see what we're dealing with. That would be cool. Okay, so I want a map. I want a map of all the locations you can go to. I want a map to see everything that you can see. I really want that. I want to know if you can adjust or change houses or things like that. There's so many things that I want to see. So my guess is, at this point, seeing where this is now, it looks like the lighting's done. They're making their 3D models. They have build kits to make those 3D models. I think they're getting pretty close at this point. I would imagine right now they're probably working to make quest lines and things like that. But I would imagine that the game is actually functional. I would imagine that at this point, you could actually probably play this game. It's functional, but I would imagine triggers and things like that are not finished yet. So, that's a lot of work, don't get me wrong. So they probably have a lot more to go, but I'm guessing that they're probably going to finish this in October. I'm not saying it's going to be finished in October, don't hold me to that, but if I were them, that's what I would be aiming for. Give you that Halloween release, and this is a very Halloween kind of type game, let's be honest. Gosh, it looks pretty good in full set of armor there. Hoping that it gets done quickly, the sooner the better. But anyway, that's it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think. What do you guys want to see next or come out in this game? I'm really looking forward to all the different parts and pieces of it. I'm looking forward to everything about it, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you at another time. Hopefully when another one of these comes out.